Okay, sir.
Good evening, everyone, and I welcome all of you. Since this is a international webinar series, and we are inviting here daily new speakers from India and abroad, they are delivering their speeches on the topic as per their field of study or research. Today, we have invited Prabhakara S, sir, who is
Yes,
Joint Director at IIBF Mumbai, Maharashtra, India, and he will deliver his speech on climate change, evidence, and causes. As he is Joint Director at IIBF Symbiosis School of Online and Digital Learning and IIBF India, Indira Gandhi National Open University, Mumbai, Maharashtra, India. He is experienced as a joint director with demonstrated history of working in the agricultural and rural finance development sector and education, training, industry, skilled administration, project implementation, marketing, strategic planning, and training strong professional with PGD, DM, MBA focused in finance and human resource management from 9XLRI. So he is participated in national international conferences, organized the so many programs, and we are fortunate that such experienced person is with us, and he is delivering a very important type which is close to all. And the topic title is climate change, evidences and causes. Sir, I welcome you from my organization and all the participants, those who are joined here. I also welcome all the participants, those who are daily joining, and those who have joined in behalf of your invitation. I welcome you, sir, and I request you, you can start your speech. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir. Dr. BETKAR, sir, and Veer Maheshwar Charitable Trust Principal, and all the participants here today. And also, I extend my happy New Year greetings to all of you. And today I'll be talking and 1 hour about the climate change evidence and causes. And in this slide, you see the number of climate disaster, means the disaster occurred because of the change in the climate, how it is going to affect the persons who are born in 1960 and who are born in 2020. So suppose, see, there are various disasters mentioned, heat waves, droughts, crop failures, river floods, wildfires, all these things. In those who are born in 1960, if they have faced one, heat wave or drought or crop failure, river flood, wildlife, these are the disasters. On an average, those who born in 2020 is going to experience 3 times more. That this is subject to if all of us, all the countries who have decided to adhere to the nationally determined contributions, means see. This nationally determined contribution is based on the Paris Agreement, wherein all the countries have agreed to limit their, global temperature, average temperature below 2 degrees centigrade, and efforts will be made to reduce it further 1.5 degrees centigrade above the pre-industrial era. Means this so as of in pre-industrial era, the temperature was average temperature was 13.7% was there, and now by 2100 we need to achieve this average temperature. It should not exceed 1.5 or 2 degrees Celsius above the 13.7 degree. Means in a particular day or particular year it may increase, but on an average during this period should not exceed more than 1.5 degrees Celsius or 2 degrees Celsius. If that happens, still we experience 3 times climate disasters. That means you can assume what is the this climate change impact on all of us, and how it impacts. It impacts on soil, water, air, soil erosion, soil carbon dynamic, drought and desertification, nutrient cycling disruption, changes in soil structure, land use changes, and also crop yields. All these things, it will also affect the food security. And water, in terms of water quality, will go down, and because of the concentration in the carbon dioxide, water availability, drought, salt water, ocean levels will increase. As a result, the many areas will be submerged, coastal areas, and rainfall unpredictability, and there may be some places rainfall may not be there, and some places may be excess. And air, increased ozone in terms of elevated particulate matter, wildlife emissions, pollen season lengthening. Means as a result, cropping season may change. The yield may affect. Changes in atmospheric circulation, impact on indoor air quality, health implications like respiratory and various diseases may increase. And more severe, hotter temperatures and warming, rising ocean, not enough food, loss of species, many things, displacement, many things may happen. And it is not that, only climate change has impact on the physical variations, like rainfall pattern change or higher temperature or sea level rise or storm in cyclone, all these things. Apart from it, it also affects the economics. Means it may impact the GDP of countries also. And see, what we see, if we have certain, we can take steps to combat this climate change. Then, coming to the what is climate change, you might be confused. Many of us may be confused. There is a weather and climate. Weather is what happens day to day. For example, what is the rain, what is the snowfall, heat waves, what cold. It may be cold morning and evening, maybe hot. That is called weather. And when it is long term, all these things, pattern of weather patterns, if it changes long term, that is called climate. Usually for a decade or longer. Generally, it is most of the scientists have mentioned that at least there should be a 30 years long period should be there. If you see the literature, then climate change refers to long-term shift in average temperature. It is not the particular day or particular year temperature or rainfall or weather patterns. If it is over the years, means at least a long period of something like 30 years or more than that, if there is a change in the climate, then it is referred as the climate change. And this climate change will not happen overnight, or it will not happen in a day or two, or it will be gradually affect. and it will be powerful and sudden also. Because of that, you might have seen tsunami and all these things. It has all accumulated over the years. As a result, the impact is happening now, and climate is warming faster than at almost any point in recorded history. To see now, let us see the why. We need to understand what are the evidence of climate change. I will skip this slide. You can go through it later. And before that, we will understand what is greenhouse gases, which is most important when we discuss climate change. Greenhouse gases are chemical compounds in Earth's atmosphere that trap heat and contribute to the greenhouse effect. What are the main greenhouse gases? Carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, water. Apart from it, there are other minor greenhouse gases like ozone, halocarbons, including chlorofluorocarbons and hydrofluorocarbons, perfluorocarbons, and sulfur hexafluorides, etc. So these are the major, minor and major greenhouse gases. If yeah, then. If this climate change happens, let us not think it might happen something like in glaciers in Himalayas or rising sea levels in distant places. Don't we can't assume that it happens even in Maharashtra, even in India, in Maharashtra, even in Latur, where you are all staying. There also it happens, affecting our cities, villages, farm, rivers, coast. Hence, it is very important to understand get the awareness about the climate change and take steps to how we can, each one of us, how we can contribute to mitigate and adapt to this climate change. Then this I will skip. And what are the evidences we have for climate change? See, if you look at the average global temperature, it is rising. Over the year, they have studied and they found that it is almost increasing more than 1 degree Celsius since 1800 years. That is pre-industrial to current. This one, it is increasing more than 1 degree Celsius. Average global temperature is increasing. Even though it is 1 degree, it looks so small, but its impact will be very big. And in the last decade, we have seen warmest decade. Last decade is the warmest decade, and 2010 to 20 is the warmest decade we have seen. And heat waves are becoming more frequent, lasting longer, and reaching higher temperatures. Warming is not trend is not random now. Now it has become steady and upward pattern. It is showing an upward pattern. If you look at the chart, you will see this. And apart from it, if you look at the India, coming to the India, average temperature has increased 0.7 degree to 1 degree Celsius over the last century. And even Delhi and North India regularly crosses 45 degree most during summers. And heat waves are starting earlier and lasting longer period. And nighttime temperature also rising. You might have experienced it day to day. You might have experienced it when compared to 5 years prior to this year. You might have experienced every year. You might be increasing heat. You might be experiencing. And monsoons, changing monsoon pattern. Monsoon is changing and it is becoming unpredictable, uneven, and more extreme. When the monsoon season is there, rain may not come, and when there is a dry season, rain may happen. All this, and also there may be excess rainfall. Sometimes there are long dry spells in some areas, droughts leading to droughts. All these things are there. Then these are some of the further evidences. And Coming to Maharashtra, we have seen that in Vidarbha itself regularly records temperature above 45 degree. Cities like Nagpur, Akola, Chandrapur face severe heat stress. And see, the earlier summer had occasional very hot days. Today, extreme heat continues for many consecutive days, putting pressure on human health, livestock, crops, etc. And it is also leads to heat strokes, dehydration, reduced work capacity for farmers, laborers, increased electricity demand, higher mortality among elderly people happening. And see, repeated droughts in, we have seen repeated droughts in Marathwada and Vidarbha's region also, recurring droughts, rainfall, dry reservoirs, falling groundwater levels. Even Latur has water crisis. I heard that there is a water crisis in Latur where water had to be supplied by trains some time back. And floods in western Maharashtra, Mumbai, excess rainfall, particularly in 2005. If you have seen the rain, a lot of problem has happened in 2005. There was a huge flood in Mumbai, and recent years also we are seeing a lot of floods and dry or drought in some areas, droughts, and even in every year we are seeing in Orissa and even Andhra Pradesh. Recently, Andhra Pradesh, we have seen the floods, and there are water stress in cities. Even large cities are affected. Water cuts in Mumbai, Pune. Earlier, these things were not there in the big cities, but nowadays water cuts are coming in Mumbai, Pune, Nashik. Over dependence on distant reservoirs, falling groundwater levels, and coastal impact along Konkan coast also. Then, another second issue is related to the melting of ice and rising sea levels. And glaciers around the world are shrinking. Glaciers are basically major source of rivers. These are shrinking, means there will be this will have melting of ice will have two consequences. One, these dark ocean water absorbs more heat than ice. So, this if water absorption means the absorption of heat reduces as a result of ice becoming water, it leads to rising temperature. And melt water flows into oceans and it rises the sea levels. There are two effects. I hope you understood. And since 1900, global sea levels have risen by about 8 to 9 inches, and the rate of rise is accelerating year by year. And see, if you look at this chart, where this CO2 concentration highest in 2 million years. Now the current CO2 concentration in the atmosphere is highest in the last 2 million years. And this sea level rise also fastest. It is the rate in which it is rising. Sea level is rising fastest in the last 3,000 years. Arctic Sea ice is melting, and it is declining. In the last 1,000 years, it is highest rate, and glaciers are declining. These are the some of the things happening, and melting of Himalayan glaciers. Himalayan glaciers are, are the source for Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, Indus rivers. They are, if glaciers are declined or, dried up, as a result, rivers also will go dry down in the long run. And rising, then ocean warming acidification. See, ocean absorbs 90% of the excess heat trapped by greenhouses. As now, because of that, ocean temperature also rises, and the life means marine ecosystem, fishes and other lives in the marine, this one, they are going to be affected. And at the same time, oceans are becoming more acidic because it absorbs carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Increased acidity harms shell forming organisms like coral, oyster, plankton, the foundation of marine food chain. Say, for example, see, one species is affected, it is going to affect another species. Like, for example, if say plants are affected, those who are depending, vegetarians who are depending on the plants for their food, they are going to be affected. And see, the animals are affected, those who are depending on those animals for their food, that is going to be affected. Extreme weather events, we are seeing stronger hurricanes, more intense rainfall, flooding, longer droughts, etc. Then uh, some of the environmental impact has been severe in India in recent times. Cyclone storms and floods in Kerala, landfall in mountain states like Uttarakhand, droughts in Karnataka, Maharashtra, all happening simultaneously. Extreme droughts in Maharashtra, various years it is seen. And cities like Mumbai and Chennai are seen risk from rising sea level. India is among the top three nations when it comes to air pollution and pollution related disease and deaths. And these are some of the issues. Now, coming to this, let us understand the causes. Once we see that there is a, evidence that there is a change in the climate and it has impact on the our surroundings, we need to understand what are the causes for these changes, climate changes. Once we understand the causes for climate changes, we can think of something, how we can mitigate it. See, for example, causes can be broadly classified into two categories. One is natural causes and human causes. Natural causes, solar activity, volcanic eruptions, ocean currents, latitude elevation, all are there. It was happening earlier also. But it takes the difference between natural causes and human causes is, in case of natural causes, it happens, it takes thousands of years to change climate. But whereas human causes, it speed has increased. Means changes, this climate change is happening very fast. In the rate of change is happening very fast. What are the causes? Greenhouse effect, global warming, burning fossil fuels, deforestation, agriculture. In agriculture, again, livestock farming contributes, methane, and use of fertilizers also contributes for the this climate change. Using transportation, using energy in buildings, manufacturing, industry, everything contribute to the are the causes for the this one. We will not discuss in this session natural causes. We will focus more on human induced causes. They are called as anthropogenic causes because see, natural causes we don't have any control over it, whereas human induced causes we have our own control. So we need to understand what are the causes which are affecting the climate change from the human activity. And one of the thing is greenhouse effect. It is a natural process that makes life on Earth possible. What is this greenhouse effect? We have seen that earlier. I have explained you what are the greenhouse gases: carbon dioxide, methane, water vapor, and all these things. See, what in a how this Earth atmosphere works is when a sunlight is come to the Earth, it will be a short radiations will be there, short wave will be there. It will heat thermal wave will come and come to the Earth. When it hits the Earth reflect the long waves. Means it goes back to the again out of the atmosphere. Whereas these greenhouse gases will prevent these long waves going out of our Earth's atmosphere. As a result, Earth becomes the warm. Means as a result, if it goes out of the Earth's atmosphere, human cannot live on the Earth. So these greenhouse gases are necessary for living organism. So this greenhouse gas acts like a blanket. It will not allow the thermal rays emitted from the earth, long waves emitted from earth, escaping out of the atmosphere. So what is happening is this is required, but whereas now what is happening is problem that human activities are intensifying it. Means more and more greenhouse gases, concentration of greenhouse gas is increasing on the earth. As a result, the temperature is rising, global warming is happening. Okay, then second reason is burning of fossil fuels. Fossil fuels have the carbon. These carbon, when burns, it will release the large amount of carbon dioxide. As a result, this carbon dioxide will be trapped as a greenhouse gas, and it will also create problem in increasing the temperature, global warming. Now, I will just, I'll try this video, whether it will work or not, I don't know. Yeah.
In the daytime, the sun shines through the atmosphere, warming Earth's surface. After the sun goes down, Earth's surface cools. This releases heat back into the air, but some of that heat is trapped by the gases in the atmosphere. These heat-trapping gases are called greenhouse gases. Carbon dioxide, water vapor, and methane are all examples of greenhouse gases. Earth needs a balance of greenhouse gases to maintain just the right temperature for living things. But some human activities are changing Earth's natural greenhouse effect. For example, burning fossil fuels like coal and oil releases more carbon dioxide into our atmosphere. These extra greenhouse gases can cause the atmosphere to trap more and more heat, leading to a warmer Earth. NASA satellites are constantly measuring the gases in our atmosphere from space. They've observed increases in the amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. The information from NASA satellites can help scientists figure out where greenhouse gases are coming from and how they are ending up in our atmosphere. This information will help us better understand the impact that greenhouse gases have on our climate and help us better understand this very special greenhouse that we call home. Find out more about our Earth at NASA Climate Kids.
Yeah. Hope you understood how greenhouse effect is working, and as a result of this greenhouse effect, Earth, this heat on Earth rises the temperature. It is called global warming. Enhanced greenhouse effect keeps more heat on Earth with rising land and ocean surface temperature. This is called global warming, and it is causing stronger hurricanes, cyclones, rising sea levels, and desertification, decreases snow-cover sea ice. Each day, new greenhouse gas emissions further accelerate these physical changes. This is what greenhouse gas and global warming. And if you look at the 1990 to 2022, how this carbon dioxide has increased. Green bar chart. In this bar chart, blue color shows the carbon dioxide, how carbon dioxide concentration has increased over the years, and green shows the methane, and again carbon dioxide again in that combustion and non-combustion. Non-combustion, what we breathe out is we breathe out the carbon dioxide. That will be non-combustion carbon dioxide, whereas combustion is because of the fossil fuels burning and other things. And we have hydrofluorocarbons. It is busy. One of the reason is we use in refrigerator in most of the this one, that causes. And again this land land use and land forestry and all these things will contribute. Nitrous oxide, and again this some more just a minute. So, these are some of the greenhouse gases which are contributing over the years. And then what causes climate change? See, one of the important cause for the climate change and also greenhouse is the carbon dioxide. If you see the this line, up to 1870, this was rising in a normal phase, whereas the rate of increase has very much increased after 1870 to 2020. So now it has impact on the climate change also. Now, this gives the last how carbon dioxide levels are higher than any time in the last 8,000 years, 8 lakh years. How this current atmosphere, in the atmospheric carbon dioxide concentration is very much higher in the last 8 lakh years. This graph shows that. And then sector-wise share in global emission, net greenhouse gas. Each sector, how much contributes? Basically, industry and fossil fuel burning contributes 29% each, highest, followed by agriculture, land use, waste, all these things, livestock, fertilizer use, all these things contribute 20% to the greenhouse gas emission. And transport contributes around 15%, and buildings and residential and commercial, refrigerator, all these put together contribute 7%. And if you look at the country-wise greenhouse gas global emission, is China on the top with the 26%, followed by United States 12%. Third is the India. India ranks the third in terms of contributing greenhouse gas to the global emission. And there are other smaller countries also. Then we have seen that in Maharashtra also there is a burning of fossil fuel, and even thermal power plants are there, industries are there. These are all contributing. And another factor cause for climate change is deforestation. In case of forest, what happens is these plants will absorb the carbon. Generally, during photosynthesis, plants will release the oxygen, and they take the carbon. As a result, because of the forest deforestation, this carbon dioxide absorption is going down. As a result, plants lose the ability to absorb future emissions also. This is one aspect. And the other cause for climate change is agriculture and industry. Agriculture, particularly livestock, releases methane, and nitrous oxide from fertilizer use. And both these nitrous oxide and methane are the powerful major greenhouse gases. If you look at, if you leave the carbon dioxide, methane and nitrous oxide are the major portion in the total greenhouse gases. And industrial processes, waste management, cement production also add emission to the atmosphere. Both contribute to increase in greenhouse gases. Then There are other waste and pollution, open dumping and burning of waste release, methane and carbon dioxide. A lot of things are there. And see, to with this, I come to the what are the causes, what are the evidence for climate change, and what are the causes. How can we, take action for this? Action is that is called climate action. It can be of two types. One is mitigation. The other one is adaptation. Mitigation means we are going to involve the actions aimed at reducing the emission of greenhouse gas. One of the important reason for this one, what is it? Climate change is greenhouse gas. We need to reduce it in the atmosphere to curb global warming and its associated effects. This will use of from fossil fuels to renewable energy sources, improving energy efficiency devices, adopting sustainable transportation, implementing afforestation measures, reforestation, carbon capture and storage technologies, particularly in industries, waste reduction and sustainable land management practices. It will help in mitigating the climate change. And already climate change has happened. How can we adjust to that? That is adaptation. Adaptation focuses on building resilience to the changing climate by preparing for responding to its impact. Some of the measures may be developing strategies to protect communities, ecosystems, and economies from the adverse effects of climate change. You may develop new varieties of crops which are climate resistant, or depending on the seasonality may change, shifting precipitation patterns. Adaptation initiative may include creating climate resilient infrastructure, implementing water, for example, building walls against the sea areas, and implementing water management solutions, and also some of the displacement of coastal area people. All these things are adaptation measures. These coming to this, some more climate actions activities include energy saving, switching to renewable, improving efficiency, and EVs, and walking, transportation, focusing on walking, biking, taking public transport, and adopting sustainable transportation modes, reducing waste, reusing, repairing, recycling, eating food, not wasting, and building standards, more efficient building standards, agriculture, climate smart agriculture practices, using carbon capture and storage technologies, and afforestation and reforestation projects, etc. Then all the measures, whatever we take, are broadly different categories. One is international initiatives. The second is national efforts. Third is organizational efforts. Fourth one is individual level, we can take action. Global initiatives for climate action, United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2030, Paris Agreement 2015 is legally binding, international treaty, which we have already discussed, limiting the global warming temperature below 2 degree, preferably 1.5 degree Celsius. And United Nations Climate Change Conference of Parties, and various other measures. Then sustainable goals, there are 17 goals. Out of that, 13 is the climate action itself. And it was it started with in 1972, United Nations Conference on Human Environment in Stockholm was the first world conference to make environment a major issue. The participant adopted a series of principles for sound management of environment. These are the measures they were taken. And then comes the 1992 Rio Earth Summit, where Earth Summit was held in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, in 1992. This conference was the 20th anniversary of the first conference. Then United Nations Convention on Climate Change, conference of all parties known as the Conference of the Parties. Parties means here member countries. Is the yearly conference which serves as the formal meeting of United Nations Convention on Climate Change parties. In the COP, members access progress in dealing with climate change and negotiate the Kyoto Protocol. See, earlier Kyoto Protocol was there. Now it is Paris Agreement. The first conference, Berlin, and then Kyoto in 1997, and then Baku, Azerbaijan happened in 2024, latest conference. Then, some of the global temperature rises. Suppose if 1 degree temperature rises, what is going to happen? If they have estimated, if 2 degrees centigrade increases, what is going to happen? And if 3 degrees centigrade increase is there, what is going to happen? Biodiversity loss, how much it will happen? And drought, how much it will happen? And food security, how many people will be affected? A billion. Say, for example, if 3 degree temperature increases because of drought, 1.29 billion people will be affected. And if it is only 1.5 degree centigrade, if you maintain, then it will affect 95,000, 95.95 billion people only. So that is why we need to stick to, as far as possible, measures are to be taken to reduce it to 2 degree or 1.5 degree Celsius. Fires, extreme heat, how it is going to affect, and sea level rise, how much it will happen, floods, coral reefs, how much it is going to affect, all this deforestation, and increase the share of non-fossil fuel, that is renewable energy. At least 50% by 2030. If we do all these things, then only we can achieve the net zero emission by 2070. Net zero emission means, the additional carbon will not be, whatever additional emission is being emitted, carbon dioxide, will be offset by the some measures. That is a net zero achievement. Now, what are the measures? Renewable energy, we can go for the biomass energy, wind energy, solar energy, tidal energy, geothermal energy, hydro energy. But hydro energy also replaces the people and submerges the people. But apart from hydro energy, other energy sources are there: biomass, wind energy, solar, tidal, geothermal, and even nuclear also better. Then green hydrogen policy. This green hydrogen is it is a technology wherein water HO2 is with the use of electrolysis process, they bifurcate hydrogen and the oxygen, and this will be a clean energy. This hydrogen will become the clean energy. It will not be having any carbon or anything. So that can be used as a fossil fuel. So that is what the idea. But currently, this technology is too costly, and hence we need to bring some technology to reduce the cost of this production of the green hydrogen. Then plastic ban, plastic waste management. A lot of efforts have been done. Even in Maharashtra, government has taken steps to ban the plastic bags and all these things. EV vehicles policy, and this electric vehicle penetration, we need to go by 30%, replacing the currently what we are depending on the diesel petroleum products like petrol and diesel. And there are a lot of measures were taken: exemption of road taxes, registration fees, subsidies, and there are policies also. Then battery operated vehicles also can be initiated. and vehicle scrappage policy, e-waste management policy. All these things have been initiated. And if you see the Delhi government, previous government has introduced odd and even system where vehicles will be run, odd and even days. And then decarbonization goes net zero future, countries pledging for transition to net zero. This we have already discussed: wind, solar, hydroelectric, tidal, biofuels, and and also I said that organizations also can take steps. Companies need to purchase carbon offset into their decarbonization strategies. Removal effort offset that take carbon out of the atmosphere, such as growing a new forest or bringing a carbon removal system. Avoidance refers to offset that avoid new emissions, such as investing in energy efficiency, renewable energy generation, etc. Then some of the Indian companies which have committed to achieve this on their own, they have committed when they will achieve their net zero. Each company has committed. And then evolving Indian policy framework, renewable energy, plastic ban, electric wells, green hydrogen, scrappage policy, sustainable reporting, particularly for companies, this is coming. SEBI has introduced rules. Then measures to mitigate climate change. India, see, this is again some of the measures. Even Maharashtra government has come out with its own policy, national action plan, and there are targets. And what is the progress? See, as of now, as of May 31st to 2024, I have given 45% of installed electric generation capacity comes from non-fossil sources. Our target was 45 by 2030. Already we have achieved non-fossil fuel power. And carbon sink, India has already created a carbon sink of 1.97 billion tons of carbon dioxide, 2005 to 2019, whereas our target was 50% by 2030. We are on the track. Then forest and tree cover accounts for 24% of India's land mass, up to 24% in 2005. And these are some of the progress. And to come to conclusion, climate change is real, the evidence is overwhelming, and human activity is the primary cause. This doesn't mean that future is hopeless. It means that because, see, mostly this climate change rate has changed because of the human activity. And if we, take measures ourselves to, control or, to change our the activities in such a way that it will not create greenhouse gases or it will not affect the climate change, and then we can, prevent this climate change and its impact. Understanding climate change empowers us to make informed choices, support scientific solutions, protect ecosystems, and build a sustainable future. Not a distant threat for India, it is a present reality. Evidence is clear, and the rising temperature, changing monsoon, floods and droughts, melting glaciers, coastal erosions, and causes are largely from human-made, and it has human-made causes made this climate change to become faster. Means its pace has increased. So, understanding the evidence and causes of climate change is the first step toward solution. The choice we make today will decide India we live in tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhakar sir.
Hope I am within
It's very
time.
informative. It's a
Pardon?
informative session.
Pardon,
And
sir?
I request all the participants, they can unmute and they can discuss with our speaker.
Hello. Any question?
If anyone want to discuss on this topic, you can unmute and discuss. Yes, sir. Swaran
Yeah.
Shukla.
Yes, sir. You can. Hello.
Hello, sir. Good
Hello, sir.
evening.
Good
Good
evening,
evening,
sir.
Dr. Principal, sir, and congratulations for such a grand award. First of
Thank
all, I
you.
want to congratulate you
Thank you,
and
sir.
your effort and your, that perseverance. That is the right word for you. Perseverance. You are following the things, sir. So thank you very much. And every day we are getting a feast of knowledge. Every time we are enjoying. And today's resource person also was wonderful. And in a depth, he has talked about aspects. I'm also dealing with environment and health, as the topic, and many are different aspects we are discussing in a medical profession, because it has a very close association with the health status, and that is why we are discussing.
Sir,
My
sir,
question,
could you please introduce yourself?
yeah, myself, Dr. Swanan Shukla. I'm a professor in community medicine, and as well as I'm a regional coordinator for NSS. Okay, Sarji.
Okay.
Yeah, Nashik Motiwala College.
Yeah.
I'm a basically homeopathic doctor, and
Okay.
I do my own consultancy also.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So I'm really very closely related with this topic, and yes, definitely one has to know about our ecology. Ecois means the house where we are residing, and the planet is our house basically, and
Yeah.
we should know the factors. I want to know man-made, different aspects are there that really disturbing our environment. So what are the things, what are the measures what we can do immediately to control, this kind of a disasters, natural disasters. But they are not the natural, the man-made
Yeah.
disasters, I will say. The floods are there, rains are there. You have talked about hurricane, and, so many things are there, like Philippines, like country, now
Yeah.
and then there are cyclones. So Indonesia, you will find there is a lot of, yesterday I heard about Afghanistan also. There is so much
Yes.
of rain,
Yes.
and the things are going in a little different way. So, what are the measures, immediate measures we can work out, and we can, maybe at a personal level, at national level, we can do something for our own environment. Thank you.
Yeah. Sir, we cannot say that immediately we can prevent everything. What we can do is we have a habit of wherever possible we need to we should have an awareness that how we not contributing to the climate change, how we live. That should be the aim. Each individual as well as the organizations and country as a whole, we need to take steps. That how we take steps, yes, there is also for example, we say that we should not use plastic. All of a sudden we can't do away with it. What we can do, where we can do, it depends. Because for example, we are not now most of the this one plastic small thin plastic which is not degradable, that is being not used. Like that, each and every measure it adds to the all these things. Like we cannot say that there is one full solution for this whole climate change. There are a lot of plenty. Each one has to contribute, and countries has to work. Everybody has to put their hand into to reduce the climate change. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Because when we want to develop, we are building our industrial sector, and
Yeah.
when we are building our industrial sector, it has an impact on the the environment.
Yeah.
If you
Correct.
want plastic, when we are saying plastic we are using to so many extent. If suppose we are
Yeah.
using paper bags, if we started using paper bags, then we are going to destroy our jungles and forests,
Yes.
and we are going to use those resources. So plastic
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
and it is playing a wonderful role. right? But only thing what I feel that we should use some special plastic, and there should be some right method to reutilize plastic, or
Yes.
to destroy plastic. I heard about some bacteria they eat plastic also, so we should have a kind of
Good idea.
cultivation to destroy this plastic. So I think a wonderful this aspects you have talked about. A very recent episode, a very sad episode happened at Indore. One of the cleanest city of the India.
Yeah.
So many 15 people died because of the water contamination, just water contamination. So human being has to become alert, and one has to be very clear. And the story should start from me. I should
Yes,
clean
yes. Yes,
my
correct.
neighborhood, clean my business, clean my community, and that is how I think we can work with this.
Yeah.
So with hope, I think I will stop here. Thank you very much, sir, for your
Yeah,
wonderful.
thank you very much for your contribution also. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Sir, for joining and discussing every day, encouraging. So these are the three pillars: in speakers, participants, and the organizer, along with the supportive team. So these things were supporting to us, so that we are going ahead and ahead. It was the Asia Book of Record of 455 women resource person. It was Asia Book of Record, but now the figure have reached more than 1,300 only women resource persons have participated. So it will be the new record in future also. Thank you, sir. We will again do something good with support of all of you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
बहुत बहुत बधाई और शुभकामनाएं सर.
जी सर, धन्यवाद धन्यवाद. इसमें से अगर कोई पूछने चाहते हैं तो आप पूछ सकते हैं, चर्चा कर सकते हैं. फीडबैक लिंक अवेलेबल है. थैंक यू सर.
सर कंग्रेचुलेशन सर जी.
थैंक यू
Thank you,
सर. आप
sir.
सभी को धन्यवाद. और एक नया रिकॉर्ड होने जा रहा है 1300 इवेंट्स का. वो आपके सबके सहयोग से निश्चित पार हो जाएगा. और हम ऐसे ही हर दिन जुड़ते रहेंगे. स्पीकर्स को इनवाइट करेंगे. इनवाइट इंडिया से होंगे, अब्रॉड होंगे. उनका हम हर दिन ज्ञान लेंगे. और ऐसे एक दिन हम रिच बन जाएंगे एकेडमिकली और नॉलेजफुली. थैंक यू सर.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhakar sir, for
Thank you,
your
sir.
valuable time joining here and delivering a topic related to every person on the earth. So earth is the most beautiful planet in the universe.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to, share some thoughts on this topic, and I will discuss later also. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank
I'm
you.
thankful to you. Thank you to all. Okay, sir.